Hey guys, it's Brother Dan. Today, I'm sort of kicking off a vlog, really just about altcoin mining. Currently, the state of mining is bad. Obviously, since the Ethereum merge around September 15th, mining is not profitable by any means unless you have free electricity, and it's not extremely profitable for you either way. I want to show you guys what I look at when I speculative mine with altcoins. I'm going to go over some things, in particular, looking at miningpoolstats.stream and then also looking at whattomine.com. I'm going to show you some details about what miningpoolstats.stream offers. I'm going to show you my understanding of altcoins a little bit, and go over some of the newer coins that are out, some things that you need to keep your eye out for. And then at the end, I want to summarize maybe 3 coins every time I do this that I would look heavily into if I were you. And so that possibly those are the same things that I'm mining at the time. I do change from coin to coin every once in a while. I maybe mine a coin for a few weeks, for a few months, and then completely just stop mining. I don't dump coins, however. I like keeping them and just seeing their potential in the long run. Maybe I'll pick them back up, and there are times where I do that. I mined one particular coin and stopped mining it for about a month and then picked it back up because I saw some potential, or they released some information that I thought was pretty interesting. To talk a little bit about me and my history with mining. I'm not a veteran miner by any means. I started mining about a year ago, just basically off of one GPU. I knew about the Ethereum merge happening, and I knew that eventually mining would be in the state that it is right now. I actually thought it would be worse, to be honest with you. But what I really like about speculative altcoin mining is that slight potential, right? That the very slight potential that one of these coins may be something that we're all talking about in the next year or two. Things like Dogecoin we've seen come up throughout the ages, throughout the years, and it hit a high point that made some people some money. My idea is obviously, like everyone else, to make some money off of these things. I can't imagine that I'm going to strike it very rich, but I started mining specifically so I could learn more about cryptocurrencies, blockchains, things like that. And it's this sort of the same approach that I took when I got into the stock markets back in around 2008, when stock markets were at a bad spot. Obviously, with the housing market crash and everything like that, that's when I got into the stock market, put some money in, played, and I learned the things that I needed to know to start investing properly. As far as mining altcoins, it is not, this is like penny stocks, right? 95 to 99% of these are not going to be profitable at any point in time to mine, and some of them may be completely dumped and be worth nothing, right? So this is really to sort of avoid, hopefully, a lot of that heartache that comes along with that for you guys. At least from my approach of things. But I'm going to tell you right now, first and foremost, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you whether or not you should invest in a particular coin. I'm just telling you some things that you need to be careful about and some things that you can look at. And then we're going to go over some of the newer coins that are listed here on miningpoolstats.stream. And we're going to look into those into some detail. But like I said, at the end, I'll probably summarize 3 different coins that I'm looking heavily into and why I'm looking heavily into those coins, okay? So let's get started first with miningpoolstats.stream, okay? So this is the page that happens as soon as you pull up the homepage for this. You're going to see these coins listed by market cap. You're going to see some names that you're probably pretty familiar with: Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Monero, all the way down. They have very many coins listed on here. And you're going to see this red area as far as 7-day change a lot right now. We're in a bear market. Things are going down. Some things are going up. Some things are going drastically up. But overall, the overall crypto market seems to be going down due to this bear market. Don't know how long this is going to last. Could be months, could be years. But if you are ever going to mine altcoins, right now would probably be the time, just because even though they're not profitable, and you're not making good money on it, you are mining a lot more coin right now, just because a lot of people have pulled out of the GPU mining market. And so the rewards are greater for you. So you'll earn quantity of coin, but you may not be earning much tied with the dollar. Okay, so like I said, you see the 7-day change here. You see the list of coins in the very first column. And you see the algorithm that's used to mine these coins. And so you're going to see everything from SHA-256 all the way to Equihash, Kapow, ETC hash, RandomX. So you're going to see CPU mineable algorithms, GPU mineable, ASIC mineable, and even a few proof of capacity coins. You'll see the current price listed right here. You'll see the volume transacted via the exchanges in the last 24 hours, which I will key in on. The pools listed on mining pool stats that are mining those particular coins or tokens. The pool hash rate total that mining pool stats is tracking, and then the network hash rate. So it's a combination of the pools and the solo mining that's happening with those. And then you see the difficulty change, which we know over the past few months, difficulty changes have drastically changed due to everyone moving their mining GPUs or CPUs from coin to coin, specifically moving GPUs from Ethereum over to other coins, and specifically a lot of altcoins. All right, so Mining Pool Stats has it listed, like I said, by market cap. Some things that I like to look at when I get on Mining Pool Stats are things that have drastically changed over the last 7 days. I look at both the high side and the low side, see what's plummeted and see what also has increased drastically. All right, so you see here by listening to 7-day change, you're going to see some things that look like, wow, I could make a lot of money doing this. But I'm telling you, this is not the only thing you need to be looking at. We see Anime Coin here, right here, mined with the anime algorithm. We see that it increased 2,577%. So let's say you invested $1 around this time frame, you'd have $2,577 potentially, right? Okay, maybe more than that, depending on some things. But that's not really a true story all the time, because this is really what the exchange is showing, the price of these. Additionally, you want to take a look at the volume. Okay, only 32 cents of this coin has been transacted, either sold or bought, in the last 24 hours. So there's not a lot of movement on this. People aren't buying it, people aren't selling it. It's not a very popular coin, and just because it's in that 2,577% range doesn't mean a bunch of people are going to start mining it or start distributing it back and forth. It just shows that the current exchange that's being listed here is showing that increase, and so it's very possible that maybe it wasn't doing anything and then someone bought at a much higher price recently. Only 4 pools are mining this coin according to Mining Pool Stats, and they're mining it at 106 mega hashes per second. Total network hash rate right here, a 29% increase in difficulty, because possibly some people have started to jump on mining it. All right, then we have things like Cannabis Coin. All right, depending on how you feel about cannabis, being mined with the X11 algorithm is also in the 2,000% range. Now, you're going to see this a lot of times. Okay, things that have these drastic increases of percentages, as far as increase, you're going to see these straight lines, up and down, sideways. You might see some things like this right here. This is what I call altcoin chunking. I don't know if anyone ever calls it that, but this is usually indicative of a coin that is brand new or isn't doing a lot of movement, or it's doing these chunks of movement, right? Someone bought a vast quantity and it stayed there for a little bit of time until someone sold. All right. To me, this is not a particular coin that I would get into, just because of these huge changes. It doesn't show a lot of movement. You tend to see chunking with things that have low volume, Okay, 20 cents being distributed or sold and bought in the last 24 hours, $15 being sold and bought in the last 24 hours. I like to see a high volume and a lot of movement because it shows that people are utilizing that coin as far as buying and selling. And then also it's probably being mined and distributed quite a bit. Like I said, let me go back to Bitcoin to show you an example of non-chunking. And that's through market cap. We have Bitcoin. We see a lot of up and down movement. Okay, a lot of various movement in these things that have a lot of volume. Okay, so that means many coins are being distributed back and forth, and there's a lot of movement, and those are things that I look at. So if I have a high 7-day change that's increased and I have a high volume, that's what I clue in on, that it has potential, that it has staying power, and that the project is still being developed very well. All right, so going back to that 7-day change, just seeing anything. A lot of these I don't recognize the name, or they're brand new, or they're just starting some certain types of development, or maybe announce something that's intriguing. But I'm still not seeing high volume on these. Okay, let's go to page 2 and see if anything strikes a fancy here. Here's one, mintme.com coin. Okay, so we have a 62% increase, a lot of movement up and down. Okay, with a 247,000 dollar volume in the last 24 hours. So this is something that I would be looking into in particular. The Layer2 MintMe algorithm is something I'm not too familiar with. But it is something that I would look into. Am I capable of mining it? How many people are mining it? What's the difficulty? Why did it increase? I'm going to look at some news. I'm going to look at the developers' releases. I'm going to see how much I could possibly earn per day if I was to mine it, and then possibly factor in what do I think the potential of that coin is. Also scrolling down, let's look into, here's another good one, Bitcore. This is a pretty well-known one. Has $88,000 being distributed in 24-hour volume, a 40% increase. That's something that I would possibly look into if I could mine that, depending on if it's GPU mineable or ASIC mineable. I like to stick with GPU specific mineable algorithms, things that are ASIC resistant, because it's very hard to compete with the amount of ASICs that hopped over from other coins. Specifically, if I was doing something in the ETH hash algorithm, and if they hopped over to another ETH hash algorithm from Ethereum, it'd be hard to compete with that and hard to make good money in comparison with that. But like I said, altcoin mining right now is not profitable. But what you're trying to do is accumulate a quantity of coins if you think the potential of that price increasing. Okay. So you can see there's quite a few coins on here, many pages. It says 28 total pages, I believe. Let's look at the top losers of the last 7 days. Got a lot of no data. It's hard to understand exactly where that no data comes from. Possibly no one's mining these coins. They could be dead. Let me get to the reds to determine here we go. Things that have lost 99% in the last 7 days. Okay, that's obviously most of that coin losing its value. It'd be interesting to see something that lost 99% and then also has quite a high volume, because that means things are still being distributed back and forth, buying and selling. So we have Dimecoin has about $1,000 being distributed, lost 80%. This could jump back up. You never know. That's something to possibly look into. Let's see. Not seeing many things that have lost a lot that have high volume. $3,000 for Kapow algorithm Meowcoin, which is a very interesting coin. Lost 37%, $3,000 in volume. So that's something to possibly look into, because people are still actively trading it. Are they dumping it? I don't know. I don't see a huge spike down. I see a gradual spike down. Maybe it has a rebound coming in the next few days. That's something that I'll be keeping an eye on. $12,000, 29% on Woodcoin through the Skine2 algorithm. Okay, those are all things to look at. Okay, multiple algorithms that you could try mining from, depending on if you're GPU mining or CPU mining. But like I said, I'm going to stick with a lot of GPU mining capabilities in this discussion. I hope to do this about maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, review some of those coins that I talked about the previous session, and then maybe talk about some new coins that have come out. Yenton, something that's been around for a little bit, only has 18 cents on trading volume, but it has 18% movement down over the last 7 days. That's something I'd look into. Caspa, a newer one that has a lot of potential, a lot of volume on here for a newer coin, and it lost 18% on the heavy hash algorithm. Etho Protocol, another one that I would look into. Now, me personally, I stay away from anything regarding the ETH hash or ETC hash. Just after that Ethereum merge, anything related to Ethereum puts a sour taste in my mouth. But I'm not saying that it won't rebound or it doesn't have potential. I personally stay away from it right now. So let's go to where I like to look at on the new coins over here. So if you are ever finding yourself somewhere on this page, you can always click on Mining Pool Stats to go back to the home page. Click on new coins, and it's going to list the new coins by the estimated age according to Mining Pool Stats.stream. Here on Virtual Empire being the one that's been listed for about 5 days on here, you can see that's mined from the Kapow algorithm. If you click on the particular coin, you can see the pools associated with it that Mining Pool Stats is keeping track of. You can see the pool fees right here, the hash rate of those pools, and the last 100 blocks, how many block rewards within the last 100 were mined by these pools. So they have our plant right here listing 95 of the last 100. So I can assume that they have a good chunk of the hash power going, obviously by this 82 gigahash. And this is the current price according to the exchange that's listed under here. And you can see that for me, this is what I call chunking again. Drastic changes up and down through here for the last 7 days. So not a lot of trading volume. All right. We can see the difficulty increase, then decrease, then increase again. When you see difficulty spikes, or when you see huge hash rate spikes on certain pools, sometimes you can assume that that's due to mining rig rentals, or people renting hash power via NiceHash, which is another agency where you can rent hash power to mine these. So you don't have to own GPUs to actually mine these coins. You can rent hash rate from certain agencies, but sometimes it's just, especially in this bear market, it's probably just better just to buy these coins on an exchange, as long as you can trust that exchange. All right. So going down a little bit, like I said, I was talking about this donut. You can see that our plant has 96% of the hash power, or at least was rewarded 96% of the last 1,000 blocks here. It's because they dominate as far as the hash power on this particular coin. Now, when you see something like this, and I'm never going to be completely for or against a particular pool unless I hear something that is not advantageous for miners, like maybe some pools maybe stealing coins from miners or not rewarding exactly what the miners should be earning. I'll call them out if I hear that or if I have proof on that. But at the same time, if I was to mine this coin, I would personally want to see these other pools increase their hash power. So I would probably put my hash power on these pools to help decentralize this earnings on here. Because if you want a particular coin to do well in the long run, you're going to want them to distribute their hash power a little bit more evenly to increase that possibility of decentralization, because that's the whole idea behind cryptocurrencies, right? So scrolling further, you can see the exchanges that it's listed on. This one is currently tied to BTC, Doge, and Litecoin, and the Tether, US dollar Tether. on oxt.to. I'm not familiar with that exchange. I like to stick with the more popular exchanges if I am buying and selling, just to make sure that my coins are safe and I know that they're going to come back to me in the long run. I'm not going to advocate for any particular exchange. There's a lot of good ones out there, but there are some untrustworthy ones. I know that MiningPoolStats.stream did just recently delist an exchange that was on many of the coins due to a lot of complaints from users of those exchange. One in particular, I'm not going to name it. It was known for letting people deposit coins into their exchange and trade them, but they were not able to withdraw in a timely manner or at all, or sometimes those transactions were lost, and that is not a reliable exchange. If you get into these coins discords or if you get on forums, you can usually hear about those particular exchanges, and stay away from them, please, because you will lose your coins. Then over here on the right hand side, you typically have the developer source of either the core wallet or the blockchain explorers themselves. So if I was to click on here, I imagine I could download the core wallet for this particular one. Let's see. Yep. So this would be the core wallet and the source code behind this blockchain or this crypto. Here we can look at the explorer and see exactly all the blocks that are being created, and then possible exchanges happening in there. And then you can click on the website and get some information from the developers. With a lot of new coins, they're going to have some pretty basic websites because the developers haven't put a lot of time or maybe monetary value into developing those websites. And don't let that deter you. Just understand that it's a startup at that point. But usually if there's a lot of faith in them, they will put some effort into those websites as well. You can see here they're going to list the blocks and which pool or miner was rewarded those blocks. Sometimes it'll list just the pool, sometimes it'll list the actual miner's address as far as their wallet address on where that block reward is going. And as you can see, our plant has dominated this coin with that, I think what we said, 96%. So if, like I said, if I was to mine this coin, I would probably put my hash power towards Asia Pool, the second runner up, to increase theirs a little bit. And I would highly recommend, if anyone is on this coin and wants to see it do well in the long run, put their hash power towards another pool. Not saying anything against our plant. Our plant usually is the first one for many of these altcoins to be able to mine through the pool, and they do a great job of listing those coins in a timely manner. But as other pools hop on board, I would put my hash power over to there. In the long run, as long as you keep your GPUs mining or your capabilities mining, you'll get the same payout rate through time. You just have to stick with it. Okay, so that's it for a single coins page right there. Let's go back to the new coins. Look at a few other of these new coins. Addanappy coin through the Ghostwriter algorithm. I think this is more so a CPU mineable algorithm. You can mine with GPUs, but I think it's better with a CPU, or more efficient with the CPU. It's been listed for about 11 days. And let's click on that and just take a real quick look. A lot of movement. Got some chunking on there, but it's starting to see a little bit of movement through its coin usage. Still, that volume being $0 because the value of that coin is small, and not a lot of distribution back and forth. Difficulties increased through its time. Obviously, it just started out October 12th, around there, and was able to start being mined right around here. Where'd my little button go? Here we go. Around October 13th, so 12th and 13th. Listed on multiple pools, our plant again being the top one. I would move my hash, if I was mining this coin, I would move my hash rate over to Crypto Pool 1 to help increase their rewards. And honestly, the pool fee is less on Crypto Pool 1. As long as I don't hear anything negative about that pool in particular, that's where my hash rate would go. Again, RPlamp dominating, listed only on oxt.to according to miningpoolstats.stream. And here you can see some of the developers sort of public affairs information right here. You have their website, and we can click on that. You have Discords, which are great for getting information from the developers. Also, their Twitter feed is listed on the right-hand side, so you can see what they're doing, latest news. Telegrams are great. Subreddits are not as popular when it comes down to these altcoins compared to their Discords if you want information. But if you are potentially looking into any sort of crypto, I would try and hop in a Discord to talk to those developers and see what they're doing. Their website, very basic. Like I said, brand new coin, not a lot of information. It's got the basics. It tells you how long a block time is. So every 120 seconds, there's a block reward of 5,000 NAPI. If you're on a pool, you'll be sharing that NAPI with other pool members. Or if you're solo mining, you're going to be getting a good chunk of that. About 70% of that will go to you. 25 gets awarded to the smart node owners. 4% goes to the exchange. 1% goes to the community, and I believe they do little airdrops to their community quite often. Block halving. This is something you need to pay attention to as well. So every 200,000 blocks, that block reward will be halved. So it'll go from 5,000 NAPI total for each block reward to 2,500 NAPI total at the 200,000 block range. And let's see what block it's at right now. It's at block 8,551. So you still got some time before it halves. And then when it halves, it becomes more scarce. Hopefully the price goes up because it becomes more scarce and it is still being utilized at that point. You can download their wallet via GitHub through here, either on Windows, Linux, OS X, or OS Mac. They're building that wallet. I believe they're building a Android web wallet here soon. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. So those are things that I would pay attention to. If they say it's coming and you don't hear anything in the next few months about the development, the chances are they quit developing it and you'll see the price plummet. So pay attention to their timelines that they list on their website through their Discord, and hold the developers accountable, because just like in stocks, if a company says, hey, we're going to do something by this date and they don't, that's a lot of times indicative of they're not putting a lot of effort into their product or into their coin. So you can see a lot of things on these websites. These are all new coins listed under the miningpoolstats.stream. Victorium coin, Ether 1, Fertorium, Apex Cash, Key blockchain through the ETH algorithm. That's made a lot of ups and downs lately. I've been keeping an eye on that. Baba coin, Morello, Meow coin is an interesting one, and Onyx, all brand new coins and things to look at. So let me get into a little bit of the 3 coins that I'm looking heavily into right now, or possibly mining. Any sort of tracking that I'm going to be doing with these posts is specifically on if you had a rig of 6 3060 Ti's, and you can figure out your hash power via what to mine right here. So I have 6 plugged into the 3060 Ti's. I have that clicked and highlighted. So my hash rate on some of these, so if I was mining through the ETH algorithm, it would be 360 mega hashes, working at around 840 watts, and that could greatly affect me depending on my cost. I'm going to keep it at the 10 cents per kilowatt hour because that seems to be an average. I think I pay personally around 17 cents a kilowatt hour where I'm currently at. I am moving, and that will increase where I'm going, unfortunately. So that's going to definitely change my perspective on a lot of things. Kapow algorithm, 162 mega hashes. K heavy hash, 2,760 mega hashes for those 6 3060 Ti's, working at 840 watts, and the Kapow being very energy dependent, over 1,100 watts. I typically say you mine Kapow during the winter because it keeps your house warm. Your GPUs will heat up significantly more mining this algorithm. K heavy hash not so much, and ETH hash not as bad. Okay, so if I was to calculate that, I could see which avenues I could take to make the most returns currently. But when you're mining altcoins and speculative mining, the current profit is not necessarily the only thing you need to be looking at. You need to be looking at how many coins you're being awarded on average in the 24 hours, and then your idea of the potential of where that coin can go. So mining certain algorithms, let's see, CryptoNight GPU, I'm getting around 26 coins per 24 hours. And so maybe eventually that could be 50 cents a coin, and I'd be getting around $13 every day if that was to make it that far. But you never know with these altcoins. Like I said, a good chunk of these, 99% of them will fail. So it's really just keeping up with what the developers say, and then understanding the current crypto market, or the future crypto market, I would say, which is very hard to predict. You have certain things like Neoxa through the Kapow algorithm earning around 500 to 600 coins a day on 6 of those GPUs. And then you see your profit, and then your ending revenue right there, right? So we have revenue and then profit. So you're not just losing $1.50 a day by mining this. You got to figure out that difference, because unless you cash out every day and pay off your bill, your electricity bill, you're actually losing $1.50 and $1.23. You're losing that difference of the two every day if you're just holding on to it. But you do have a quantity or a chunk of coins that have potential in the long run. Raven coin 38 to 40, and then Meow coin in the 2000 range. So those are all things to keep an eye out on. So let me get back to Mining Pool stats, where I can look at the 3 coins that I'm paying particular close attention to, because not only have I looked at the stats on this webpage, I've also gone into some of the discords as well to see what the developers are doing with the project. I'm paying attention to their Twitter, certain news announcements and things like that. I'll start off with Meow coin, which is on the new proof of work coins under the Kapow algorithm. This is an interesting one because not only is there a chunk of the reward going to the miners, a small chunk going to the developers, there is a chunk that is being donated to animal shelters around the world. And they make those announcements, and they show, I believe the last distribution was about $1,000 of donated cash to an animal shelter. I think they do this weekly. You can check on their website. They have a pretty interesting looking website. Obviously, the Meow coin supporting animal shelters and cats. But you do see their price has gone down around 36% over the last 7 days. It was one of the number one profitable coins on What to Mine a few weeks back. And obviously it's not there right now, but it has potential, because not only do miners believe in it, it has that sort of good cause potential, or the donation potential for those animal shelters. So people are sort of encouraged to mine this coin because it does support those animal shelters. They've also recently tweeted about how you can create NFTs with their coins. They've shown how to do that through some things. They have a core wallet availability, and they're showing that they're somewhat decentralized with the amount of pools available, and 42% of the hash rate going to our plant. If I was to mine this coin, like I said, I would go to the second one or the third highest pool, and I would mine from those just to help increase that decentralization a little bit of the ownership. They're listed on multiple exchanges. 24-hour volume is in the thousands. And if I was to mine this coin, let's go back to what to mine through the Kapow. That's 162 mega hashes. And just to make sure that's up to date, let me exit out of that. 162 mega hashes. So I would be earning about 2,000 Meow coin a day. Daily earnings would be $1.14, around there. And I would just keep on tracking that. So the next time I look or create this video, if it is requested, I would track about 2,000 coins daily up until that point, and I'd show you what I have earned until I decide to possibly move my imaginary mining rig to another coin. And I'll keep track of this as we go on. I'll create an Excel spreadsheet showing those results. So you can see multiple pools earning those block rewards. They have their website here. They have their Discord. Bitcoin Talk is a really valuable resource, but you tend to get a lot of people just talking shit, to be honest with you, on these things. It's like 50-50. You get a lot of people talking shit or people just praising that coin and the developers. So you got to remain unbiased when you read those things and just look at the facts. Overall, you can look at their Twitter. What to Mine is a good resource to look at every once in a while, but no need to check this stuff constantly. It'll drive you crazy. CoinGecko to look at the current price charts. So good resources on this website for sure. So Meow Coin has a lot of potential in my eyes. Once again, this is not financial advice. It's just I see this coin being around for quite some time because people are really backing it. And the proof is in the Discord right there. So let's look at another coin I want to look at is Kaspa. It's not on the new proof of work coins list anymore. It was a profitable coin right after the Ethereum merge. For quite some time it was like remaining somewhat profitable, and then obviously everything plummeted after that. The top pool is Wooly Pulley at 87 terahashes. You can see this huge jump right here. That was October 21st. Not too sure why that happened. It could have been due to some rig rentals. That's always a possibility, being that you don't see that same spike happening on other pools. Or it's possible maybe one pool that was mining this coin just stopped mining that coin and everyone went to Wooly Pulley. That could have been due to possible pool fee changes. Every once in a while pools will announce a 0% fee, or they'll drastically reduce their fee, or they'll have some sort of rewards program. And I'll talk about that in another coin on another pool. So their difficulties increase tremendously. You can see they were able to be mined sometime in August, it looks like. And then you see this huge difficulty increase September 15th. And that was, as we know, when the Ethereum merge happened and everyone started mining other coins. So like I said, this was profitable around this time. So a lot of people hopped on board to Kaspa. Okay. You can see this donut graph here showing majority of it happening on Wooly Pulley and Unknown. This could be pools that aren't listed on miningpoolstats.stream, or this could be a lot of solo mining. Solo mining, as long as you hit that block every once in a while, can remain pretty profitable. I personally like to stick with pools because of the way that you can keep track of a lot of things, but just understand pools have their fees, typically around 1 to 2%. And so you're going to be losing a little bit of coinage on those. I would just I would think that this is decentralized quite a bit, just because this is all unknown. So that's going to be a lot of solo mining and maybe a few other pools that aren't listed. Like I said, Kaspa has really good news coming out from the Kaspa agency, at Kaspa Currency on the Twitter. Where they're giving a lot of good information, development updates. They have a very high volume, total volume being 380K, I believe. That's not total, that's just top exchange, it looks like. They have a valuable resource for their GitHub with the latest core wallet release, and you can see all the block rewards here. Now, one thing I like about Casper that I didn't know until recently is that your mining address, receiving address changes many times. I think there's like 1,000 different combinations you can have for your wallet address. And so that way it is very private, very secure, because it is very hard for people to track which wallets are receiving information. You may own one wallet, but it has so many different addresses that if someone was to look at the Explorer, they wouldn't know if you in particular are receiving a certain number of coins because your wallet address changes. But one thing to note is you don't have to change your receiving address on your pool. Because that wallet address, no matter if it was the first one you were issued or the one that has changed 10 times down the road, you're still going to be receiving those same rewards in your wallet. Your wallet is keeping track of all of your addresses. So no need to constantly change your receiving address, and don't think that you're missing out either on any rewards. So Meowcoin and Casper are two really good coins that I would look into. Now the last one is the one that I have a lot of faith in right now, and it's got some interesting concepts, and that's Neoxa coin. So Neoxa, if you do a little bit of research, it's obviously mined through the Kapow algorithm that's listed right here again. So I think on what's mine, we would do 162 for mega hash, our hash rate. So 162, we'd be getting around 600 Neoxa a day at around $1.43 in U.S. currency. It's traded on TradeOgre. So it's mined through proof of work, but you can also earn Neoxa through proof of gaming, which is not mining. It's just earning the coin and being rewarded that coin by playing video games. And there are times where you can actually earn more coin through playing those video games, depending on how many people are playing daily versus mining those coins. So if you get on their website, you can get some information about how to earn that through games like currently they offer a server on Minecraft and a server on Rust. They're developing a Grand Theft Auto server and much more in the future. And so it's an easy way to earn those coins. Just make sure you have a wallet address already, and you can accumulate coins just by playing video games. There isn't an exact method for it. It's hard to say exactly how you earn those coins playing those games. They're not going to list like, hey, in Minecraft you gotta farm a certain amount of crops, or you have to build a certain amount of buildings. They don't want to release that information publicly, because then you have people just playing those games, doing those tasks in particular. They want people to play, and they want people to enjoy those games. So they may have a certain algorithm for setting that up, or a certain way. They may change it. Who knows? All I know is that I have played via the Rust server and Minecraft server, and I have seen rewards. I don't know exactly how I earned those rewards by playing those games, but it's there. So that is another option. So as they continue to develop, hopefully they release more servers in other games and become more popular. I think developers have a really good idea on their hands, and they're very open with the miners in their Discord about how they plan on doing things in the future. They just developed a new website as well, I believe. Let me click on that real fast, show you guys. So a newer website where it shows exactly their plan of action, their milestones, their timeline of what's going on. Shows their maximum supply that they plan on having by the end of their run. 60-second block times. Like I said, those block rewards, 85% of it goes to the proof of work, 10% of it goes to the proof of game, and so at least 5% possibly for the developers at that point. And so that way they can create more servers, hire more developers, things like that. And so you can see their plan and what's going on. Always look at a coin's white paper and see if it makes sense to you on what they're doing with that blockchain themselves. and that'll clue you in on whether or not they got a good head on their shoulders. Here's their milestones and times, the roadmap, right? So it shows their Q2, what they plan on doing, if they completed, and right now we're in Q4 of 2022. More proof of gaming, and you'll see that with the Grand Theft Auto as listed here, and then more exchanges. And we'll scroll down on miningpoolstats.stream to see all the exchanges they're listed under. And then it shows their plan of action as well for continuing Q4 and then 2023. So I do think that Neoxa will continue to do some pretty amazing things over the next few years, and I'll keep tracking them for sure. They seem to be doing some pretty great things. So you can join the Discord and Telegram to get more information, not only from miners, from investors, from the developers. I know that their developers are very active in there. Chit-chatted with Harvey and Andy on there, just shooting the shit with them, making jokes. They're funny guys. And then they answer questions a lot of times, but they're busy, so don't be surprised if they don't answer you right away. Yeah, good information, good website. I think that they will be around for quite some time. Obviously, on the right hand side it shows their Twitter feed, things that they've retweeted, things that they've been mentioned in. Hobbyist Miner has mentioned them. They're big on, they partnered with Flux recently, and that's one thing that I want to note. Flux is a very good cryptocurrency that's out there. Flux will probably be around for quite some time. I think we'll be talking about Flux 10-20 years down the road. And then additionally, Flux has also offered a mining pool for Neoxa. I think it's listed on here. Somewhat blind. Here we go. Flux pools, right? So they got 51 gigahashes on their mining pool. I'm surprised that it's not more, with a 0% pool fee currently, and they offer extra Neoxa weekly. So they have a loyalty program. If you maintain your GPUs or your mining rigs on this algorithm, the Kapow algorithm on their Neoxa pool, you will earn additional Neoxa coins. So I am surprised that more people haven't jumped over to this Flux pool yet. I would imagine that this is going to drastically increase when people start taking note of this loyalty program and the 0% pool fee. So you can see, let's go, they started probably, I think it was like, yeah, June timeframe, June, July, and then we got August here, started to increase the difficulty, more people mining, and then obviously September 15th, the day that mining died, drastic increase here. Lots of fluctuations. I think in the last couple weeks it's been in the 0.002 range all the way to the 0.003 range. I think last month we saw it at a 1 cent, possibly. So I'm going to keep track of this one for sure. Many pools listed here. I think a lot of people have a good idea that this may stick around for quite some time. There's similar coins that are talking about this whole proof of gaming concept, but this is the one that I think is going to stick around. The other ones, I haven't seen a lot of development, and it seems like a lot of people are pulling their hashing power away from them as well. Not saying they're bad, it's just what I'm seeing in numbers wise. They have a really good distribution of mining pools showing their decentralization, and then we have their exchanges, so the different prices via different exchanges. Here is tied to Litecoin, the Tether, the US dollar Tether. Lot of volume in these, and obviously the distribution of those block rewards happening. So many miners are mentioning it, they're looking into it. It's just not a good time for crypto right now, but we can see it through the history. It seems to be like every 2-3 years something like this happens. This bear market could be months, like I said, or it could be years. But if you're earning coin right now, specifically in altcoin, that's what you need to focus on, not the total profit right now. So there's a lot of interesting things to look at. If you guys want me to look at a particular altcoin, I'd like to stick with altcoins because this is to me the more interesting thing. Which one of these is going to be the coin we talk about, the big buzz coin, in the next few years? I'll be referencing that new coin listing quite a bit, seeing the new ones that are coming out, looking at their white paper, checking out their discords, and just trying to keep track of their things. But right now, I'm going to evaluate Nyoxa. Up until the next video, I'm going to evaluate Kaspa, and I'm going to evaluate Meowcoin. Those are 3 coins that I think have great potential. And I'm going to base all my numbers off of rigs of 6 3060 Ti's, and understanding the possible profit increase or possible decrease that happens in between the videos, until I choose another few coins to look at. But right now, let's stick with those 3 coins, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.